Hey, that's Kat with Winged Saber Historical Fencing.
Hello there.
Kat had a question, but this is Casual Couch Fridays. Wait a minute. No, internet. Rule 34, go away.
I'm glad I don't know what that means.
Yes, you're glad you don't know what that means.
I don't have the internet.
Yay!
That's a lie.
All right, so what was the question?
So there was a dude on Reddit. I say dude. I don't mean like I'm assuming masculinity. There was a human, presumably.
It's okay. Dude can either be gendered or non-gendered depending on
Right.
social circumstances and context.
We're
adults.
There is an individual on Reddit, and they wanted to know, hey, how long does it take to get it when you start HEMA? I've been playing for 4 weeks, but how many lessons do y'all think it takes in order to like understand HEMA?
All of them.
Yes,
All of them.
all of them.
I've been fencing for 30 years and I still learn things every week. Every new abomination a student presents to me teaches me something I did not know before and something useful because they are struggling to figure out how to take an abstract concept and represent it in their body in such a way that they can reproduce it. As opposed to that glorious moment when you get it right and the angels sing and the birds tweet and you get chocolate bunnies and Texas deep dish pizza with brisket and mole. I'm so hungry now. God, I'm so hungry. Okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make Texas Chicago pie style deep dish. And it's gonna have mole and brisket. It's gonna be epic. She doesn't like mole.
It sounds so gross.
Mole is wonderful.
So gross. Anyways,
Your version can have paprika
okay.
and honey and cinnamon on brisket.
Ooh.
It's a valuable part of this complete and nutritious breakfast. No, never mind. Anyway, yeah, all of them.
Agreed.
You are engaging in a thing that can either be a, hey, I want to go win medals. Okay, I did that. Moving on in life, doing something else. That's fine. Casual competitor level, you're taking your native athleticism, having fun for a summer and moving on. Sweet. But otherwise, any craft, and that's what this is, fencing, martial arts, music, art, anything where you are developing your ability to adapt to your environment in order to pursue a craft or a trade is lifelong growth. And if you invest in lifelong growth, you discover that the well is beyond deep. It's horrifyingly deep. There's never a bottom to what your learning levels of deep, and I do not exaggerate that.
No, I absolutely agree. I draw, and I've been drawing for all my life. And I'm still learning things, and I'm still growing, and I'm still improving. And fencing is absolutely the same thing. If you're lucky, you can sort of recognize how much you don't know so that you can stay humble and keep recognizing things as they come to sort of absorb them into your body of knowledge.
Side note, the plug she won't make for herself because she's too self-effacing and stuff, go to Art of Cat Larange and buy her art. Okay, now, learning is growth. Growth is change. The reason people are uncoachable and refuse to learn is that they are terrified by a fundamental truth, and that is that you cannot change and stay the same. If you are busy defending your identity, your ego, whether in a positive or negative sense, you are unavailable to become the person you could be next week, having learned, having grown, having become a new person. Coachable people are always able to do that, and so they learn really, really quickly. Some of you may have seen me bragging on one of my lightsaber students. He has some native built athleticism. There's no question about it. He trains very hard in some other stuff. But what he mostly does is give himself permission to change his self-image on the understanding, the implicit understanding that next month he's going to be a different dude than he was the month before. And I'm using dude in the unisex way here.
Totally valid.
You walk into class as a fencing dude. You are going to be a different human being. because anything you do conditions your body. Cat is conditioned neurologically and muscularly to be an artist. I am conditioned physiologically by the fact that I'm a saber fencer rather than a pianist. If I had been able to stay with clarinet, I couldn't, my fingers are too long. I literally can't form things properly, so I can't do anything in the high octave. The upper register is not available to me. I would be conditioned differently. I would have a different set of nervous impulses through the body. So the simple fact that you are growing muscle and getting accustomed to standing in the fencer's stance, which requires leg strength, significant amounts of turnout, and enough muscle that finding pants that fit you will trouble you for the rest of your life. I mean, I've definitely got a donut holder here, but it's not the donut holder that gives me trouble finding pants that fit. It's the fencing stance. Side note, gentlemen, Jordache women's jeans, their basic cut is cut for a woman's thigh, which men fencers tend to have. If you can find one that's large enough, some of those jeans will actually fit over your fencing legs. A thing you didn't expect to hear today.
Today I learned.
Today you learned.
Stretchy leggings are also great.
It's super great. I wish I could wear them and still be professional for my clients. I have to walk this line between just professional enough, but able to still go directly to class and sweat in them for 2 hours. It's tricky. So, what else about this question?
I think for the beginner, and if you've been to a month's worth of classes, you are absolutely golden polished newbie. That's not a phrase.
Interruption. Up to 2 years, you are a total fucking newbie. Because the amount there is to learn is literally that deep. Give yourself permission to be a total effing newbie for 2 full years.
That's basically what I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry, I stole your thunder. Okay, say it a different way.
You already said it. Yeah, except that you're brand spanking new. You're as green as spring in Japan. You're gonna dwell in that place of like having no clue and just gradually building your base of knowledge and, you know, be happy with that because it's fun.
It is fun. Also, you don't know what good looks like and feels like yet. You're seeing people who are super good and can crush you at any turn, but as a beginner, until you've been taught and trained and can begin to feel some of these abstract words in your body, you're not aware of what it is that's making them good.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rarely the amount of strength, although it's absolutely a factor. It is very rarely the blistering speed, although it is a factor from which you cannot escape. It is most commonly a set of teeny tiny details that even the gruggiest successful fighter has to get right, or else all they do is double and hurt people. A successful grugger has learned a whole slew of little subtle tricks inside their body they may not even be aware of, that you as a beginner don't even know how to look for. So one of the things you can do is you can go to your instructor and say, hey, what does good look like?
Yeah. You can also watch video of successful fencers. There's that out there on the internet. You know, as an artist, I'm going to be looking at good artists who have a lot of skill and what do they do? What are their solutions to the problems of how do I draw a thing 2-dimensionally that's actually 3-dimensional? Same thing. Find reference from your betters, learn from them.
Also, it will ruin action movies for you forever. Sorry. Go for it. Go for it.
Dude, okay, yeah. Tangent, I guess. So I was showing my little son the Darth Maul fight from The Phantom Menace, which is a great fight. I haven't watched it in about 15 years. And as I'm watching this fight, I'm like, this is so cute. Look at all these opportunities they have to hit each other that they're not taking because this is totally choreographed. Oh my goodness. And it went from being like this really intense, fast, speedy, twirly thing to, wow, they're actually really slow, aren't they? Okay, cool. So that was a weird experience.
Yeah. And I mean, Park would go through me like a brick through toilet paper.
Absolutely. Ray Park is amazing.
Yeah, super amazing. But he's doing a choreographed dance,
Yes.
not actually fighting.
Right.
He took that athleticism to fighting, he'd be terrifying and make a lot less money.
But that would be fun.
Ray Park, come visit us. I promise you, we will buy you barbecue.
Let's go! We think you're amazing! Anyways.
Yeah, our lightsaber nerds would love to.
That'd be so cool. Anyway. Side note, yes. Watch action films and go, oh. Cool.
So I guess if I were gonna sum it up, I would sum it up by saying you don't even know what all the things are yet. Give yourself permission to enjoy the ride of discovering what those things you're trying to learn actually are. What's your take?
Lifelong learning. It's amazing and humbling and sometimes depressing, but also amazing. So go for it.
Have fun doing the thing. All of it. Every
All of
lesson. Oh, I will tell you this. Lifelong learning thing as an addendum. Next year, we may have a bumper crop of instructors for the St. George's Day weekend. We may have more instructors than we have space for. I can't tell you how excited some of our instructors are about that, because that gives them permission to chill out and go back to being students for a weekend. I've got a handful of instructors who are absolutely psyched by the prospect of going back to Newbie Town for a weekend with no responsibility except to enjoying being mystified by somebody else's expression of the art. It's real. This is really addictive. So, if it's not swords, although it totally should be because swords are awesome, get a lifelong learning thing in your life. You will thank yourself years from now. Bye. We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.